In this video, I want to talk about integration. It is the most important part of having a psychedelic experience or plant medicine experience. It is all of it, really, because the plant medicine experience points you in some directions. You'll have, what you might call downloads. You might visit with yourself in a different way. You might see aspects of yourself in a different way. But integration is where you bring all of that into your day-to-day life. And without that, that journey will have been for nothing, and it may actually end up hurting you, because now you have two ways of seeing yourself that aren't coming together. Now you have this experience that you'll kind of probably relegate to a dream. Just whatever, I guess, I don't know, something happened in there with those plants. And then there's this other part of you that hasn't really received that. So I'm going to share with you an example from my own life where I realized something that I experienced in a psychedelic journey has become integrated. It's pretty nuanced. I was surprised by it. So my first ever psychedelic experience was very surprising. I wasn't planning on it. It was with cannabis when it first became legal. I had never tried it before. I was very afraid of breaking the law, and for good reason, I think. And I was just raised that way, to just essentially fear all drugs, right? Well, it was legal, and I was like, I want to try it, see what happens. And what happened was not what sort of typically happens for people. I kind of went into a medicine journey unexpectedly. Luckily, I had someone there with me, guiding me, supporting me, and kind of reassuring me that I'm okay. What happened on that journey, among other things, there was a lot of emotional release. But one of this really amazing things that happened was that I was taken on this journey of watching my mind at work versus what my authentic higher self was. And so I would watch the two of them sort of try to outdo each other. So I would have some authentic connected moment. It would be a moment. And then instantly my ego would come in and comment on it. And then I'd be like, oh, wow, look at that. I had a moment. I would catch them. It was the amazing thing. I would catch them. Like, that was real. And then as soon as I named that was real, boom, the ego comes in and goes, oh, you know what this means, So this experience repeated again in even more depth, with a much bigger zoom on that particular process. I was commenting at the time while I was in this medicine that I was like, wow, this sounds like what Eckhart Tolle wrote about when his ego fell away. And it was wild. I was like, is this what happens when you take cannabis? Why isn't everybody enlightened, So I come back from this journey. It needs to be integrated. I thought about it a lot. I journaled about it a lot. And the other day, I was taking a walk in my neighborhood, and I caught myself in this very same process, only I wasn't in medicine. I did return recently from a plant medicine journey, but and it definitely was still affecting me, but it was days and days since I had that medicine in my system. So that medicine expanded me to then continue integrating the original, those journeys I'm talking about with cannabis, where I was processing how my mind works and how, what is the authentic experience? What is the authentic higher self process, right? And what is this blah, 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 commenting, right? commentating on all of that. And I was walking in my neighborhood, taking a walk, and I caught that same exact process, except I was not in medicine. And I realized that is what integration is. Integration is when you bring the experiences and the messages from your journey fully into your waking life without the medicine, so that it becomes a part of you. And I think that is the all of it, you know, that is the goal, if you want to set a goal in that way. But that is the purpose. That is the purpose. So I was walking and I noticed I would have an authentic moment and then I would comment on that moment. And I was able to discern the difference. And to me, that was tremendous, because then I could live from that place where I can tell the difference between what is authentic and truthful and what is just me chattering about it, right? It also involves not judging the chattering. You always hear this when you go to meditate, like, don't judge it, just let it flow, right? And you can just let it flow. And if you can, I think I took it one step further, where I understood the difference between the chatter and the authentic. And so I wanted to offer this example. Obviously, this is not necessarily what you go through. Everybody has their own journey. Everybody brings in their own messages, whatever it is they need to hear, whatever it is that they're looking to work on through their intentions, right? You're going to bring in your own messages. And then the task is to sit with those messages, to explore them, and to see how those messages are needed in your day-to-day life, how you need to shift yourself, what do you need to do, which is not necessarily about doing as in, you know, I'm going to go to the gym kind of doing, but what kinds of ways do you relate to yourself that the medicines are telling you need to change. So I'm someone who teaches by example. This has been pointed out to me and is something I am embracing, that offering examples, real life examples, is the way to actually be able to impart something. So I hope you found this useful. I'm sure in time I'll be sharing others. I would like to create a video about this most recent journey. And, you know, journeys are very personal, right? I won't be sharing all of the details, but I also feel like unless we really share and bring this into the world so that people can see what's possible, right? What are the medicines able to show us? You know, growth doesn't happen. And I know very well that plant medicines are not the only way to grow. I'm very new to them in terms of personal experience. I've worked with people for years on integrating them, and it was only recently, it was probably December, so, you know, a few months ago, that I actually had enough courage and was called to sit with the medicines myself, and have really embraced them as incredible messengers and incredible opportunities for us. What an incredible privilege, right? To have the opportunity and the resources and the space and the connection to sit with those medicines. So if you do choose to do so, be sure you are connected in that way, in the immense gratitude and the immense privilege and joy that it is to be offered these. Even if you're paying for them, it's still an offering. It is a sacrament, whether you are religious or not, right? You are taking these medicines in order to shift your consciousness, in order to bring that shift with you into the world, so that you are living in a different way, so that your life changes and then it ripples out into the lives of others. So thank you for listening. I really appreciate your time and your presence here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take Take care.